Look at this, an Eastern Han Dynasty money box made of clay with a bunch of Wuzhu coins there. Here is a string of Wuzhu coins, and here you have examples of spade, let's not call them coins, and even some coins with inscriptions here. So those are the various type of coins used in ancient China. There would be more later. So in my novels, when I say that he handed a string of coins, that's what I'm referring to. This museum was absolutely amazing. I keep saying that. I feel like every museum I've been to, I told you they are amazing, but that's the truth. All of them rocked. Some of them quite literally, because mostly rock. But now that I've checked the museum and the explanation, and I understand more about this Hanwei site, let's check the real places, the relics of this once great capital. I'll let you guess who is gonna get another massive sunburn today. Today is the 1st of April, but it is about 26-27 degrees right now in Luoyang. The sun is really strong. I am so gonna regret this. No, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna regret it. This is just the pain of passion. So here was the site of the Western Gate, one of the 3 or 4 gates of a Western Luoyang, if I'm correct in my reading. Now, if you attempt the same visit, especially in summer, I would absolutely advise you to take an umbrella or put some sunscreen. I don't know where you're from, but I'm from Normandy, where we don't get much heavy sun like here. So my first Three Kingdoms journey, the one I did from Hanzhong to Chengdu, I will leave the links in the description as well. I did it in summer, but somehow Xuchang is a bit more, even though it was really warm and hot and sunny, it didn't feel as brutal as some other parts of China, even in spring, by comparison. This leads me to another point. So this video right now is the last video of this journey, but I will do an extra one soon after to tell you more about the logistic of this trip, the budget, how to handle payments, transportations, and all of this, so that you too may... Oh, pheasants! Amazing! So that you too may embark on your Three Kingdoms adventure, or simply a Chinese trip of another kind. So make sure to follow this account and to check my next video of this series. So I will take some times between this video and the next one, so if you have any specific question that you want me to answer, feel free to leave them in the comments, and I will try to make a guide as complete as possible with what limited knowledge I have. I also plan to write or prepare a travel guide for all the journeys I've done so far related to the Three Kingdoms, or a series of small guides. I hope you will like them, or you like the idea. Please let me know if that's the case, and so that I can prepare something really interesting for all of us, for all of you. Anyway, to think that I'm treading right now the path that a young Cao Cao probably treaded in before he became known and famous for his cunning and sometimes his ruthlessness, is pretty amazing. This series of videos was about walking in the footsteps of Cao Cao, and I feel like this is exactly what I'm doing right now. And Cao Cao's connection to Luoyang is really amazing. This is where his career started. Like many other young men of the gentry or nobility, Cao Cao was recommended as a filial and incorrupt, which was the main path for them to enter government service, to enter the administration of the government. Basically, back then, anyone with a bit of authority had to recommend a certain number of people every year. And actually, if they failed to recommend young men, they could be fined heavily or even demoted. Cao Cao was the foster grandson of the eunuch Cao Teng. Basically, Cao Cao's father was adopted from the Xiahou clan into the Cao clan, because, you know, his adopted father was a eunuch, but not just any eunuch. He was the most important eunuch of the Han government for 2 or 3 decades at least. He served 4 different emperors, 2 of them very closely. The other 2 were babies, so, you know, didn't count. So he was a very, very powerful man. Now, Cao Cao's father became, through bribery, the grand commandant of the Han government's army, which is the highest post you could reach back then. He wasted an enormous amount of money on this post and lost it 6 months ago. Maybe that was the point, no idea. So anyway, Cao Cao comes from a very dignified line, but apparently he wasn't extremely studious, he wasn't very serious, and he was given the responsibility of the northern gate of Luoyang. Not the most prestigious title. He was basically a captain of the northern gate, but northern gate means that he was guarding the gate leading to the noble and rich, wealthy part of Luoyang, which usually was a way to amass a certain fortune through bribery. Cao Cao, however, did things differently. He was really intent on keeping the law. And one day he caught the uncle of one of the most important eunuchs of the time trying to go through the gate after curfew. So something that could have made him a bit wealthier if he accepted a bribe, for example. So what happened is that he upheld the law and basically beat the guy to death, which shows a lot of characters, but also kind of screwed him up. So this guy's nephew, so one of the 10 eunuchs, was not really happy, and Cao Cao was given a bit of a BS post outside of Luoyang, pretty far from Luoyang. Nevertheless, he would come back even more so at the time of Dong Zhuo, when Dong Zhuo was abusing the government, his power over the emperor. When things went a bit too harsh for his taste, Cao Cao fled Luoyang, went to Chunliu, where he raised an army to oppose Dong Zhuo. This is where the legend and history kind of differs, but the point is still there. Cao Cao joined the rebels to fight Dong Zhuo. This is when also Luoyang burned and was abandoned for nearly 40 years, 35 years. So after some time, they started reconstructing Luoyang. And after Cao Cao died, Cao Pi, his son, who started the Cao Wei dynasty, declared Luoyang the capital again. But let's go back for a moment on Cao Cao's death, because as a fate would have it, Cao Cao died here in Luoyang, probably somewhere really close to where I stand right now. I believe that Cao Cao used Luoyang as a base because it was close to his borders, his western and southwestern borders. Basically, he could quickly get to Jing Province or Yi Province that was under Liu Bei at the time, or even to Jing Province that was still administered and defended by the great general Guan Yu. Guan Yu died. His head was taken to Luoyang, buried with honor. Then soon after, Cao Cao passed away. He was around 66 years old. Then he was taken for burial near Yecheng in modern-day Anyang, where I went a few days ago to visit his mausoleum of Gaoling. So Luoyang is where Cao Cao's career began and where his life ended, which is kind of a poetical way to describe as well the Han Dynasty, because this Eastern Han Dynasty, the second half of the Han Dynasty, so it started here. It ended mostly in Xuchang, where the Emperor Liu Xie handed the imperial seal to Cao Pi. Then Cao Pi made Luoyang into its capital. Then later on, when Sima Yan took over from the Cao Wei dynasty to begin the Jing dynasty, Luoyang remained the capital as well. So the story of the Eastern Han dynasty and three kingdoms, and then Cao Wei and Jing dynasty, and all of this was born and died here in Luoyang, on this site of the Han Wei capital. Can you imagine how much happened here? All the intrigue, all the turmoil and rituals and festivities and betrayals and death and all of this that happened where I stand right now. And that's it, everyone. I am standing right now inside the Great Hall of Luoyang Palace. This is the end of the road for this journey. I hope you enjoyed every video, every last bit with me. Probably not as much as I enjoyed it. It was a remarkable experience, a lot more historical than everything I've done before. It felt really humbling to walk in the footsteps of Cao Cao, and to think that where I stand right now ruled some emperors like Emperor Ling, then Emperor Qian, Liu Xie. Then later on, Cao Pi, Cao Rui, all those great leaders, including Sima Yan. And next to them stood men like Dong Zhuo and Cao Cao, Sima Yi, and many others. I don't know. I don't know how to explain that. It feels nostalgic, even though this thing happened almost 2,000 years ago. And hopefully many of you will have the chance to visit this place in this country that I've been visiting regularly for the last 16 years now. But this was my first time in Henan. That was my first time in Xuchang and Luoyang and so many other places that I've read and wrote about at length. It is remarkable.